Yes, Bobi Wine's bodyguard, Eddie MUTWE, news coming on my desk is that he has been abducted by gunmen moving in drones. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some things which must not be accepted to be normal. As time goes by, abduction is becoming normal in our country. In fact, even if you are moving in a tax park or somewhere, if they tell you that they have abducted someone, it is not a surprise. It shows that we are living under a military dictatorship. We are living under a military state where someone can get abducted by the system. In a tweet which was put out by Bobi Wine, he came out to say that Comrade Eddie MUTWE has been violently abducted from Kiwango village in Mukono district by armed men in SFC uniform, traveling in a Toyota van drone. That was a tweet which was done by Bobi Wine saying that Eddie MUTWE had been abducted. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the specific abductions of the security detail around Bobi Wine, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, the abduction of Eddie MUTWE is not the first. Now I think this is the third or the fourth time. But there is a pattern when you look at these abductions. At first, they used to be charged in a court martial, not until the Supreme Court came out to rule that people are not supposed to be tried in a court martial. But remember, even those who are tried in a court martial have never left jail. It shows the criminal justice system, which was subjugated by the dictator himself. Okay? You cannot tell me that someone is abducted, brought in the courts of law. Even a person who adjudicates stealing of goods in the village can see that it is criminal justice system which is being used on political players. But our judges continue remanding these people. In other jurisdictions, for example, in Kenya, a person cannot be abducted and not be given bail on the same day is brought in court. I may not be surprised that after Eddie MUTWE is abducted, he will be taken to his house. They will say that security fatigue have been found in this house so that he can be charged by terrorism or so. But the main reason is one. There is a scheme of abducting security details of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu so that even if they fight for them to be released, they will give them bail terms that do not allow them to leave Kampala. It means that they will not be able to go outside Kampala so that they can look for votes with Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Bobi Wine. At first, they abducted Bobi Wine. Frivolous charges were put against him. I don't want to talk about the case because I can be charged by sub judice. Okay? Gaddafi is now incarcerated. Okay? He was caught alongside Chivumbi. Okay? And many more are going to be caught. The scheme here is to abduct those people who are near Bobi Wine, because Bobi Wine has a team. Whenever he moves outside the country, outside Kampala, he moves with that team. So abducting them, take them to court, put them in a judicial order that is not competent. First of all, they will be tired. They will be intimidated, but also, even if they are given bail, they will be given a bail of not allowing them to leave Kampala. It means that they won't be able to move across the country with Bobi Wine. That is a scheme that is being built by the system. And it pains me so much that even our judges, that's why I keep on telling people that our judicial system is becoming a cobweb, is becoming stupid, and is even more worse under the Chief Justice Owinyodo. A person is brought in court, beaten like Kakwenza Rukerebasajja, you remand him. A person is brought in court saying that is putting on some overall charged with terrorism. You remand him. In fact, I keep on telling people that the judiciary should start playing judicial activism, because judicial activism helps us to get a better Uganda. Judicial activism does not necessarily mean that you must rule unconstitutionally, but you can rule according to the constitution, but also putting the rights of citizens at a pedestal. Okay? Why doesn't the government come out, list people in the BOBI WINE camp they want, tell them to come to police, present themselves, write a statement, charge them officially? What is the essence of abducting people like Eddie MUTWE? It's because they want to operate outside the law. If they abduct you, they have a chance of taking you to your home, implant their a gun or a military fatigue or anything, so that they can charge you using that. Contrary to if they someone to the police station, they cannot just storm your home and search it. There are some procedures which are supposed to be followed. So it is the reason as to why we must continue fighting for our rights. It's a reason as to why we must continue asking for Eddie MUTWE's release, because Uganda is becoming a banana republic. And not long ago, the first time Moses Kandugaba came out to say he can beat Eddie MUTWE. You remember in those famous tweets, he once came out to say that he can even bust Eddie MUTWE's head. A CDF tweeting that it's not supposed to be normal. Okay? So, if such things are happening, most especially when you are heading to an election where you want to incapacitate your competitor, let General Museveni come out and say that from today henceforth, there will be an election, I want to be president for life, so that we can know. We cannot continue going in an election where competitors are beaten. Okay? In the last election, presidential candidates were arrested. Even during Obote's era, who Museveni said he was a dictator, he never did that. Museveni ran against Obote. Never is there a day that Obote arrested Museveni. Here, each and every presidential candidate, here, each and every competitor who comes out to say that he's challenging General Kaguta Museveni is as if he's challenging God, is as if he has done something abominable. These things must end. And I pray that Eddie MUTWE is released. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.